Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is one that I've had requested from Instagram. So this is, why am I competing? Why have I suddenly decided to compete? So I'm going to take you basically through why I decided to start competing. Let's get going. So December 2016 and January 2017 were pretty rough times for me. I was going through quite a bit and I ended up being very, very unhealthy. I lost a lot of weight very, very unhealthily, and I started getting back into the gym to try and build myself back up again, to try and get a little bit of confidence, get a little bit stronger. And someone suggested to me, you know, if you're struggling with motivation, why don't you set yourself a goal? Why don't you compete? And I was like, oh no, like that's not for me. And also I was like, I don't think I could do the diet. I don't think I could do the diet. I don't think I can eat chicken, rice and broccoli for 12 weeks, day in, day out. So yeah, that was the first seed planted into my brain about competing. And then I sort of realized that the fact that I can't control myself around food was a pretty shitty excuse not to compete. I grew up as a dancer, so I have been on stage the majority of my life. And when I started looking more into it, the more I realized how much I was missing being on stage. Having that feeling on the side of the stage before you're about to go on and you just get super, super emotional. Well, I do. I get really, really emotional. I get like super excited, emotional, happy tears. And it's just such an overwhelming feeling that I haven't had that in a very, very long time. So obviously miss having the makeup, the hair, wearing something sparkly. I realized how, you know, similar these two things are. But again, it all came down to the food. And I was just like, Nicola, like, if you want to do this, why don't you just set yourself that I am gonna do this no matter what? So that's what I did. But reasons why, okay, I decided I wanted to prove that you can get to stage competition level lean without using typical bro dieting methods. I want to get to stage competition level lean using flexible dieting, you know, if it fits in your macros, all of that. Like, that is how I want to get to stage lean, because I will lose my mind if I eat the same things over and over and over again, especially if they are tasteless. Don't care what anybody says. Chicken, rice and asparagus is tasteless, it's boring, and if you say it's not, you're lying to yourself. So that was how I then came to trying to figure out who would coach me, because to a certain extent, I wanted to do it my way. If I was gonna do this, so I was gonna do it my way, which is when I then came across my coach, Harry. He is very much an advocate of, if it fits in your macros, flexible dieting, let's do everything that we can to prevent post-show binge eating, you know, secret eating and all of that. So as soon as I knew that I wanted Harry to be my coach, that was it. I knew for months before I'd even signed up with him that if I was gonna diet, if I was going to compete, Harry was gonna be my coach. I also have always been that person that dieted. You know, I saw some results and I was like, oh my goodness, my jeans fit me again. Yay, let's go celebrate with a burger. That was me. So I got halfway to where I wanted to be, but I never actually got the whole way. I have never ever got myself to the sort of physique that I want to have. So I thought, okay, if I do a comp prep, I'm taking it to the extreme If I book this date in, I have to do it. There ain't no, well done you fit into your jeans again, let's go have a burger. I'm taking it to the extreme with the hope of finding a healthy balance afterwards, rather than getting halfway and then relaxing and sort of going back to where I was or worse. I've always got halfway, so I want to push it to the extreme and hopefully relax back to my happy place. That's the plan. That's what I hope. If I can maintain my physique, whether that means, you know, keep doing cardio, I'm absolutely fine doing cardio. I'll up my training, increase my calories, which means I'll then have more energy to put more energy into my training. If I can maintain what I've worked for to a certain extent, so like what I'm 6 weeks out? I'm 6 weeks out now. If I could maintain where I am now, like long term, I would be happy with that. So basically at the end of the day, you know, I just wanted to push myself. I wanted to prove to myself and to every single person that knows I love food that I can do this, I can diet, I can get down to extreme levels of, you know, body fat. I'm still eating the foods that I enjoy. Those are the main reasons that I am competing. I've also had a couple of questions regarding just the prep process as a whole. So I just thought I'd cover those in this video as well. So one that I've had, okay, well, what am I enjoying most about the process? Actually seeing the change. There'll be days when, you know, I feel like crap and I just don't want to do anything. I just want to hide in my bed. But then there are days, could be the next day, it could even be later that day, where I'll be training, I'll be looking in the mirror and I will see a little bit more ab definition or a little bit of cheeky tricep definition coming through. I have never ever in my life had definition in my arms. So a week and a half ago, I was so overwhelmed in the gym that this was actually working that I may have shed a tear or two. It's moments like that that make the other bits, the harder bits, worth it. I also absolutely loved designing my bikini. I have absolutely loved being in the studio with Audrey and learning all of my posing. Definitely bringing me back to my roots. But I'm also hoping that I can say show day will be one of the things that I enjoy most. So what do I miss most? What am I missing most from prep? Toast and butter. I didn't realize how much I took toast and butter for granted for the past 24 years. Like, toast and butter, I just want to sit there next to the toaster with a loaf of bread, melting my butter. Oh, toast and butter. That is what I miss most, 100%. Of course, there are other things, you know, I miss having the freedom to just go out for dinner. Matt and I are going to Manchester this weekend to see Michael McIntyre, and it is also our anniversary. So normally, of course, we would go out for dinner and celebrate, but we can't do that. So I'm taking my Tupperware with me on the train. I need to make sure that there's a kettle in the hotel so I can have my oats. I need to make sure I've prepped my breakfast for the next day, and I'm timing my meals well enough so that I'm not hungry, which means I'll then not get grumpy. And I just miss living like a normal human. Definitely the past couple of weeks this has hit me harder. I mean, Matt did a prep last year, so we've technically been on this cycle since June of 2017. So really nothing has changed at all from the past. It will be almost a year when I will have done my show. And when Matt was prepping, it didn't faze me at all, because I knew, you know, he's prepping for a show, this is so exciting, like I don't care what I need to do to make sure that he can get through it. We're not going to be going out for dinner. It's fine. But then when it's me, I have definitely felt quite guilty and quite bad, to be honest. I feel like I've been making people miss out on things like going out for dinner, and I know it's really silly because he definitely doesn't see it that way. He definitely sees it the same way that I saw it for him, but it's 100% different when you're on the other side of it. It does, when it's you, it does just affect you a little bit more. I also miss just feeling full. Like, I just want to be so full, I can't even think about eating one more thing. And I know that is a really unhealthy thing to be thinking. But at the end of the day, when you've been dieting, your meals have been so controlled for so long, and they don't fill you up, they just tide you over until the next one. You definitely start to really miss the feeling of just being full and satisfied. And of course, I've managed to incorporate my treats into my daily, my daily diet, which is exactly what I wanted to do. But obviously getting towards these final few weeks of prep, calories are lower, the macro split is slightly different, so it just means I have to be smarter about my food. The hardest part of prep for me so far has definitely just been trying to juggle everything, juggle prep, food, training, cardio, and then also running my own business in the gym as a personal trainer. Managing all of these things whilst not being energized, being very tired, like exhausted on a day-to-day basis, and also hungry, because I am queen of getting hangry. When I'm hungry, I don't function. And when I'm tired and hungry, just stay away from me. And also, because prep is so dominating, like I mentioned this in my 8 weeks out video, it is so mentally dominating. The hardest bit that I've found is actually having a conversation with someone and not talking about it. That's madness. Like, sometimes I think to myself, Nicola, shut up. Like, you're boring. Like, you're boring yourself, never mind the people that are listening to you. So definitely finding other things to focus on, so I'm not necessarily thinking all the time and talking all the time about the show. And definitely the most exciting part of this whole prep so far was getting my bikini. I was very overwhelmed when it arrived. It was kind of that punch of, here is your bikini, you're doing the show. And it hit me like a truck, and I just got so excited and overwhelmed that, again, there were a few tears. When I think about the show, when I think about being on stage and having that feeling in the pit of your stomach when you're at the side of the stage waiting to go on, you're waiting in the wings, and I have worked for 21 weeks. God, whew, I'm getting emotional already. So yeah, I have worked so hard for 21 weeks it will be to be on the side of this stage, to bring the best that I possibly can be. I am so excited for that. I am so excited. And I am very excited for the burger that I'm gonna have after the show. That is why I'm competing. Those are my thoughts so far. Now, of course, by the time it gets to the show, a lot of things could have changed. The next 6 weeks could possibly be the hardest weeks of my life, but I also think they will probably be some of the best. The weeks where I will see the biggest changes in my body. I hope that answers all of your questions. And don't get me wrong, if I didn't have such a supportive family unit, if I didn't have Matt, if I didn't have my best friends, if I didn't have my parents, if I didn't have my coach, Harry, I would not be going through this process. It is because of them that I am actually able to get through day to day. Prep is hard. Prep is very, very, very hard, but it has also been one of the most rewarding experiences so far. So yeah, that will be it from me. My next video is gonna just be a little bit about me, just as me, no competition talk. The two videos were very, very close in terms of what people actually wanted to see. So I am going to be doing the about me video next week for you guys. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all soon.